So welcome back, guys. You get me. Sasha's off on the show floor finding some really exciting goodies for you. I mean, I couldn't keep them all to myself. Eventually, I'd have to share going out and seeing all the amazing CeBIT sunlight and all the great robots in all the halls. So yesterday, I actually met up with Dr. Jan, and he showed me Kochbot, which is an amazing application that kind of helps you cook. And there's a home automation aspect to it where just an app on a regular Nexus 7 can control the kitchen, and there's a little net top hidden away. So it's kind of, next generation on how we can maybe have robots cooking for us in the kitchen. I don't know. What do you think? So thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about artificial intelligence in the home and where you see it coming in.
Well, I think, as I told you before, one of the big changes in society today is the demographic change. So as we grow old, particularly you're still young, but when you grow old, there will be a tremendous problem of caring of old people who are getting old. We are living longer, and there are no good ways or solutions. So we will have to rely on technology, partly, and this is why I think that artificial intelligence will play a major role in its future.
Yeah, one of the things that I really kind of struck me as awesome about Kochbot was that the tap was automated and then the stove automatically turned on, and with the aging population and dementia, right? So the app will know if I've forgotten to put water into the pot, or if I haven't washed my vegetables, and all of these types of things. But what's different about it, and it's not just like home automation, like turning lights on and off, right? Yeah. Or turning your temperature on and off. It was about, predicting and automating processes.
Yeah, this is why I think smart home is not a smart home today, because it's mostly about lamps. Yeah. So what we are doing at DFKI and other research institutes focusing on artificial intelligence is to using these kind of necessary part of the smart home to build more complex, non-trivial scenarios where a particular individual is working and collaborating with the environment in a good way. That's what I think is a smart home or an intelligent environment in general.
I've spent a lot of time walking around the show floor talking to a lot of people about big data, security, and they are important, and they're a little bit buzzwords. But the one gap that I've kind of been seeing in a lot of the discussion is basically, if we're gonna have a smart home, how is everybody's choice in the different systems that they've implemented into their technology? How's it going to talk to everyone else's? Like, there doesn't appear to be any standard, or to me anyways, in a lot of the chat that I've had. But you were actually telling me about an open alliance for home automation.
Yeah, the Open URC Alliance. There are many standards. There are many ways of communicating within the smart home. And most of these standards or actors on the market are trying to get a big share of this. We are interested in providing accessible user interfaces or personalized user interfaces, so we have to be able to talk to all of them. That's why our standard is not specific about any protocol or in any technology, but we have a common interface which we are building our user interfaces on top of, and the intelligent algorithms on top of. This is open, it's ISO standardized, and everybody should use it. So my next couple of years I will try to build this ecosystem we need in order for this to really take off and fly.
Excellent. So this is not a small job, right?
No,
creating standards, creating a base platform for the home of the future.
Yes, that's true. It's a lot of work, and I cannot do this alone. And I am not. Luckily, I'm not alone. So we are several working on this. But still, this is a call to all of you out there. Join Open URC Alliance and make it fly.
So, what are your in making this happen? What do you see as like the first steps to like the first productive steps that you would like to see next? because I want a smart home, right? I would love to have this, but like I'm only happy now that Qualcomm's AllJoyn is finally out there, so that I can have different speakers from different manufacturers, and I don't have to just have Apple's AirPlay. You know what I mean? Like we're so far away from this possibility, I think.
We have that what you think about as smart home is there since 20 years.
Right.
So switching on lights and off lights and heating whatever remotely, that's been there for a while now. And if you have a lot of money, you can actually ask someone to build this for you in the way to customize it for you. I think the next step for us as Alliance is to raising awareness. So this is a good opportunity for me to raise awareness. The Kochbot scenario was a good way of raising awareness too, since now it's clear that this is non-trivial, and this is a way we can contribute to smart homes which make more people capable of staying at home longer, for instance, which is one of the goals. It's not just about chicness or being cool or lifestyle. That's another aspect, and I think we can contribute to that too. But that's the basic foundations are there since many years. So what the tricky part is really to make this individualized so that everybody can work on it. In our terminology, we say accessibility, which is not negative, it's positive. This means that you won't throw this in the garbage can. You will use it because it's accessible to you and it's funny to use.
So what does the smart home of the future really look like?
Oh.
If I'm just going to ask the easy questions.
Yes, yeah, thank you very much. If I knew, I wouldn't sit here.
Right.
There are so many actors now on the market. They are trying to do things, and you see that big companies like Apple, Google, they have muscles and money. Google bought everything which was about robotic a while ago, and these are things we cannot do. So we have to be very careful in watching what the big companies are doing. What we can do is to provide this. It's open. It's free. That's important. So anybody can use it.
So how is the data being secured? Because I know if you look at Google and Google's Open Home Alliance or their Car Alliance, the pain points for people wanting to join, or maybe they won't join, right, is around Google getting too much data.
Yeah.
Right, and what's going to happen with the data? So with the Open Alliance for Home Automation Standards, how is the data being secured, and who's getting it? Yeah.
So one of the most important thing is really that the owner of the data, it's you. It's your data, and you should decide on it. And the technology has to support it. If you want your data to be secure for you, and you are the only person who should see it, then the technology should support that. We are using another ISO standard to make sure that this happens, and this standard is called Common Criteria. That's development methodology, which is internationally over ISO standard, so standardized. So what can happen here is that we set a quite high target. So technology like internet banking, if you trust that today, you would trust this platform to treat your personal information in the way you desire.
Oh, excellent. So it seems that there are quite a few check marks in.
Yes, there are. There are more to come, but I guess we cannot talk about all of them today. Yeah,
we only have a few minutes. Well, Dr. Jan, thank you so much for taking the time to join me. And now that we've kind of given you guys a lot of background on the video that we're going to be seeing in a minute, so I got to go watch Kochbot make me some soup, and I got to eat it. So it's a really, really interesting demo, and yeah, so enjoy. So this is a voice-controlled, home-automated kitchen. So we've just made some soup. I'm going to show you how this happened in just a minute. But what's really cool, we're just going to come over here and take a look. So we just have a Nexus 7 tablet up here, and then we actually have a little net top down there, right in some messy cabinet. We don't need to look at that too long. But here, it's actually controlling a smart kitchen monitor where the tap is automated. So you can imagine for people who have, dementia, vision issues, all these kinds of things. So it kind of provides a safety area where, well, if my soup's boiling too long, it's actually lower the temperature. But soon I'll be able to eat this. But let's actually get a demo of how this soup got made so I can hurry up and eat it.
Yeah, so my name is Jan Alexandersson. I'm working for the German Research Institute for Artificial Intelligence in Saarbrücken. And I've been working for several years with ambient assisted living scenarios, that is making intelligent environment accessible to different kind of people. Since we had a student project that produced a small app, a spoken language driven app, accessing recipes written by people. So you speak into the app and say you want to cook something with something, and the Kochbot app will eventually deliver a recipe of your desire. And then there will be a semantic analysis resulting in a cooking instruction. And for this particular exhibition, we have added to this cooking instruction also commands to this intelligent environment, which is now a kitchen consisting of a hob, a hood, and a tap.
Okay, so here you can choose a recipe just using voice commands. For example, ich möchte etwas aus der Kategorie Suppen kochen.
Diese Rezepte aus der Kategorie Suppen kann ich empfehlen.
So here's a list of recipes for different kind of soups, and for example we could choose the bunte Paprikasuppe. Then you would get an overview over the recipe, so here you can see the ingredients. Or here you can see the steps, so first step and second step and third step and so on. And then you can click on Start to start the recipe.
Je eine halbe grüne, gelbe und rote Paprikaschote putzen, waschen, klein würfeln.
It will read the recipe step by step.
Der Wasserhahn ist zum Waschen bereit.
And also tell the tap, for example, what to do. So now I have to wash the vegetables.
So the tap is automated as a part of like a home kitchen ecosystem.
Yes. So then I can just, using my voice, I could go weiter.
Das Tomatenmark in einem Topf ohne Fett andünsten.
Okay, so let me...
Der Herd wird eingeschaltet.
Okay, so now I turn on the stove automatically. Weiter. Weiter.
Paprika hinzufügen.
Go back.
And so it's measuring the water as it's coming out of the tap.
Yes.
Wow.
As you can see on the screen. Okay. And
All right. So the kitchen would know if you forgot to turn the tap on if you added
yes,
soup.
for example, yes.
Okay.
Weiter.
Sehr schön.
Okay. Spices. Weiter.
7 Minuten bei schwacher Hitze kochen lassen. Der Herd ist bereit.
Okay, and now we have to wait 7 minutes.
We are trying to engage industrial partners right now, and we have had at the CeBIT actually several responses from major big companies working in home automation that are interested in this. We have tried to do our homework. We have taken this technology to an ISO standard. We have an alliance. There are bylaws. There are statutes. We have technical committee. We have regulations and the board of directors and everything. So everything is set up now. We are we have to try to convince different stakeholders to join here, and this is one of the efforts on the way to doing so.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So that was a pretty interesting demo, but now I'm getting into the good stuff. I'm going to get some soup. And actually, I'm starving, so this actually works out perfectly. Oh, so now my one question is, will coq blot blow on my soup for me when it's too hot?
I don't think so.
No?
Not yet.
Nicole Scott here from Mobile Geeks. So I don't want to give you guys the wrong idea that I've just been hanging around CeBIT, eating soup, playing with robots, but that's kind of been my show. And I'm not gonna help with my I guess the stereotype of just all good times, because now I'm going to interview Daniel, who's actually a musician, and we're going to talk a little bit about music and technology, which is almost as fun as making soup with a robot. So how are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
So we met a few years ago when you wrote a book about making music on an ASUS tablet.
Yeah, right. The book was or is called DS Drum Session. So, and I worked with ASUS on it. I got a transformer tablet for this work and in a cooperation with them. And yeah, we met.
Yeah.
Nicole and Sascha. We got friends there, right?
Yeah, we became. Was it CeBIT or was it IFA?
We were at CeBIT, also at CeBIT. Yeah, right.
CeBIT. Oh, is this an anniversary?
Yeah, it's an anniversary.
Maybe it's an anniversary. And I also remember, yeah, it definitely was CeBIT because you were actually performing.
Yeah, right. I
well
were
at
the Schenker XMG
yeah.
gaming performance and so on. These live shows. And yeah, I was performing with a DJ. That's one part of my work. I'm working not only as a musician and an educator and an author, but I'm also working as a live musician, for example, with DJs and also all other kinds of musicians.
So quickly before we get into Schenker and some of the new technology that you're using, if we wanted to see you play around Germany, where would we find out information about that?
You can just use my name, Daniel Schleb, SCHLEP. You can use it on Google or something.
Okay.
There are all kinds of live gigs and so on, and also other actions.
I like that. Just Google me. Awesome. So you have some new kit now this year. So you've moved off the ASUS tablet, and now you're using a Schenker laptop. Which one is this?
Yes, this new product it's a recent product of Schenker. It's the S413, and it's some kind of a mixture from between an ultrabook and also a full notebook. As you can see, it's a slim model, but has got an i7 quad core in it.
Oh, okay, so is this the Intel processor that has the Iris graphics?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
It was I think one of the first ones, or even the first one that had it.
Yeah, no, it was the Schenker and then the ASUS ZenBook Infinity. That was the other one.
Right, I already have it since October of last year. And now they are also getting new products on the market. What's quite cool, I've got a meeting in some minutes with them, and they also have a new tablet for around 350 or 400 euros.
The Elements, the Schenker
Element,
Elements.
right. You already saw.
Yeah, I went. I stopped by the Planet Reseller to see Schenker, and
okay.
I saw their
I wasn't there yet because I just got here to see it. Yeah. So, but I will also use this in my future work. Besides, for example, these, you can call it the working station for me.
So can you actually just explain, like, kind of go through the steps of how you're using this technology to make music right now?
Yeah, I've not only got here this Schenker notebook, I've also got, for example, I'm working with IconBit. You might already know them.
IconBit, these are the crazy Russian guys.
Yeah, right. This is the Mercury S phablet.
Sorry, guys.
There
I
it is already.
stole it right from the camera's view.
There it is already.
So I couldn't bit. These
right.
guys are these crazy ass Russian guys.
They have got several
They have a
kinds
lot
of
of products, but the reason why they're so noteworthy is because they're like, how am I going to figure out to put the craziest display, the biggest processor, the most RAM,
that's
blah,
the point.
blah, 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 blah,
for the best price.
For
That's
the
the
best
point. That's the
price.
point why I'm working with them.
Yeah.
So just to get you an example of my general philosophy of work, it's really important for me not to show people the most powerful stuff with the highest price and so on, but to get everyone involved in using technology, especially in a creative way. So when I'm working with students or also in my publications and so on, I'm always thinking about getting people in touch with new technologies, like, for example, a phablet. So lots of people around my work did not know about phablets before I talked with them about it, because they just knew, because they just knew smartphones, for example, or at least 7-inch tablets. So what's really important for me around my work is to show the people you can draw, for example, a simple kind of notation I'm using for my work just on the big screen. But you can also put it in your pocket, and it's not a 7 or 10-inch display.
Right. So now you've written the book, and now you're doing education sessions. Can you elaborate on that?
Right. So we already released together at mobilegeeks.com an article about, for example, a digital workshop of mine, Drum Starters, DS Drum Starters is it called. It's for free. You can check it out there. It's especially for people that always think, I'm not musically talented, and rhythm is not my thing. Oh, no. It's quite easy to get in contact with music with it. So that's the opportunity to get in touch with music and, for example, with rhythm. And what we are presenting right now this week regarding CeBIT 2014 and also Frankfurt Music Messe 2014, where I'm tomorrow. I've got to travel there just tomorrow morning. And we are presenting a new kind of online education concept. So it's called Lesson and Session. The homepage is lessonandsession.de, and in some weeks or some months it will be fully functional. The whole backend is also already working. We've got all the WebRTC chats in there and so on, and the people will be able to work with us live and online and learn music online. Right, from several musicians and also from me as an artist and educator. And in this case, we are using, for example, products from my corporation companies like Schenker, also from iCanBit several products, tablets, 7-inch tablets, and so on. And what's the new clue we are presenting this week regarding the two exhibitions this week are especially new mini cams we are using, not only for the web chat and the transmission of the infos, but also in order to produce special education videos for the students. So what I got here is we decided to work with a small German specialist, iCam is it called. It's a real small 1080p. Can show it to the camera. It's a real small 1080p camera. So we are using, for example, cameras like these, but also action cams and also glasses cams and so on.
Can you explain a little bit more about what that looks like? Like if you're rocking up to a venue or you're rocking up to a classroom, and then what's exactly happening with the camera feeds?
Yeah, the thing is we are not thinking in a classroom model. We are thinking in a real classical personal education model. So it's one-on-one. I'm the teacher. On the other side, there's a student, and we are both using cameras. We are both using tablets. We are both using notebooks and all these kinds of modern media in order to get in touch with rhythm music. And for example, these kind of cameras are not only several action cams out there, for example, are not able to be used as a webcam.
Okay.
For example, this kind of camera, this kind of mini cam is not only usable as an action cam in several directions or in several positions, but also usable as a webcam for the transmission between both parts of the concept, the student and the teacher.
Oh, very interesting. So, what's next then? Because this is already like quite pushing the boundaries for you. And every time I meet you, you seem to have like a new trick up your sleeve.
Yeah, I'm not. The last 5 years, I haven't slept a lot.
No.
Perhaps you can see this. No, I'm working. I've got more than 10 cooperation partners. For me, it's quite important to show people what's real creativity. Real creativity for me is not only going on stage and playing 4 chords in a row and singing some song. It's cool. It's also making music, it's also creativity, but a modern kind of creativity is also to get in touch with modern media, with mini cams, with tablets and so on. And so, as you already realized, I'm trying to get every year a new point of view, not only for me, but also for all of my cooperation partners and also for all of my students and so on, all people around me.
Very cool. So, if I want to see like somebody else who's doing something similar to you, like who else are you collaborating with? Like who you're having the most fun working with right now?
You mean cooperation partners from IT businesses or?
No, music.
Music business. Okay. So, for example, I'm working with a well-known DJ SK83 is he called. He's the German Red Bull winner of the freestyle contest. Okay. It's a well-known DJ contest. And he also won the in Toronto the world final. Not won. He was in third place in the Toronto World Final, and so he got lots of reputation through this. And it's since some years a good friend of mine. For example, I'm working with him. You can, for example, use my name and also his name, DJ SK83, to search a promotional video of us, and there you can see how DJ stuff and rhythm and drums, live drumming get together. For example, next month I will be performing with him in Würzburg, around Würzburg or Frankfurt. Don't have the real location right now in mind, but you can check this through Google or any other search machine.
Very cool. So when you're we just had CES and Mobile World Congress, so it's been 2 months of some of like all the latest gadgets, all the new tech is now coming out. Out of all the new toys and gadgets that you've seen over the past few months, which are the ones that you're waiting for the most, or the ones that you can't wait to get your hands on?
Especially in when I'm thinking about our new education concept, all these kinds of products, including cams in a special way, not only the products that we know like smartphones or something that have a small camera in there, but also, for example, these kinds of cameras that we did not know anything about, like, for example, also Google Glass or similar products or anything that you can use also for educational and also for musical content in the future in a whole new point of view. Because that is what all these kind of Google Glass or similar products are about, the new point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to talk a little bit more about education, I'm curious. Are there any apps that you see kind of that are maybe like creative and kind of coming up in an interesting way? Because I personally, I don't want to learn to play music. Yeah. Mostly because I feel like I would connect with music just through dancing, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
like, it's a lot more. Like, that's a lot more fun for me. I think when I was in my early 20s, I was like, yeah, I can DJ, and then I was like, God, look, everyone's having a great time, and I'm here working.
Everyone thinks he can be a DJ.
I know. No, but it was actually with the vinyl, and I had a good time.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, it was. Yeah, so I was learning.
But you learned something. You learned also something about music, and that's the point where I start my work.
Yeah.
You just try it out. Just feel the music and just get in touch with it. And you just to get you in contact with this, using vinyls and being a DJ is really close to drumming. and to
Okay.
making rhythm. All kind of scratching or something like this is similar to playing a fill-in as a drummer.
Right.
That's quite
Yeah.
near to each other. So I can just give you just use the opportunity. Perhaps take a look at my workshop for free,
Okay.
and also there are also apps, lots of apps you can use. I'm not only a fan of proprietary apps
Okay.
to use. For example, my distributor of my book also has got an app out there. It's a drum coach app from Musik Total. Is my distributor, it's, my publisher. And you can use it to get in contact with several kinds of rhythm styles and so on. But I'm more a friend of not using this proprietary kinds of apps, but also, for example, just using a notepad. If you check my workshop, it's just 5 sides, and at the end of it, you will be able to play drums and rhythm just on your knees. You don't even need an instrument. You can play it on your knees, and you got in touch with a very, very simple kind of notation. And this kind of notation is fully functional with every kind of notepad. For example, on a tablet as well as on a desktop system and so on. And so you can also get creative with this kind.
Okay.
In this way.
Well, I still think I might just stick just to the dancing.
Yeah, no problem. I can drum. You can dance. We will meet up
Alright.
next year here
Next
at the
year.
Tech Lounge, and
Okay.
then perhaps.
And we'll have a little dancing drumming party.
You dance. You dance.
I'll
will
dance.
Not
You'll
dance.
drum. Awesome. Well, Daniel, just recap where we can find all of your books and your sessions and where everyone can follow you online.
Yeah, you can just, as I already said, use my name in search machines. You can also browse to my website, danielschlep.de, SCHLEP for the Germans, SCHLEP for the Americans, or the international people. And also you can use my Facebook account. You can connect with me and get the latest news about all of my work and my thinking about creativity.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to catch up with me
No
again and to
problem.
let me know what you've been up to. All right, guys. So we'll be back again soon. Maybe Sasha's already out on the show floor. I'll have to go see who I can or where I can track him down.